Hey Pete, how's it going?
It's going well. How about you, Sherry?
Going well too here. So I know you have the Eiffel Tower in your background. You're not in Paris, are you?
I am not. I am actually just outside of Washington, D.C.
Okay. Where we met.
Exactly. By my count, it's about 15 years ago here at the
Yes.
the enrolled actuaries meeting.
Yeah. 2008. That was when the year right after I got into public sector.
That's and I believe we connected over both of our time. I was in the federal sector for about 5 years at the time, and so I'm still hanging around. And I think we at the time we were both working our way through exams. I don't want to say struggling, but
Yes.
probably working our way through them. We might be right.
And we arrived on the other end. We're
And
FSA.
we did. We made
Yeah.
it.
We're eligible to vote, so that's great.
Yeah, yes, we are. And when the ballot came across, I was very excited to see your name on it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so speaking of public sector, and being actuaries and especially pension actuaries, sometimes we can have this like stereotype cast on us that, we're not innovative or we're very by the books and we don't think outside the box. And I don't believe that to be true. I know that's not true. And you know, so Pete, I know that one of the things that I observed about you early on is that you are one that thinks outside the box. So I'm very curious of what are your thoughts of how do you perceive and how do you view innovation in our profession?
No, that's a good question. And I think the way I view it in the profession is the way I would view it for really any environment. So really, there are three themes that I kind of boil things down to when we talk about innovation, and one of them is that innovation takes time, right? It takes time to from the generation of the idea to final execution and implementation. And then, of course, along the way, the second theme here is failure is okay. You're going to fail. You're going to fail along the way. If I can count back on the number of different exam structures that I saw, or the number of different things that I saw at my job over time, or the number of different processes that I saw, that's it. It takes time, and it's a consistent and constant improvement. So, sometimes in the federal sector, we say that incremental glacial improvement is still improvement, so that still counts. And just kind of realizing when I think of innovation that the processes change over time. As you see things develop, it's always going to go through a constant change, and sometimes you have to tear things down to build them back up again. And I always think back to an example of the early 1900s when the U.S. Patent Office uh, stopped accepting patents because they believed that everything that had been achieved could be achieved. And funny how if we look back here 100 plus years later, how far we've come. So we're glad that they've accepted new patents.
Well, Zoom, was discovered after that, so enabling us to have a meeting right now. So,
Exactly. And
yeah.
cars, I hear too. I hear cars are also a big
Yeah,
deal.
I heard that too. Yeah. So yeah, so you're so fail fast and don't be afraid to fail because we get to the next step quicker, success quicker by trying, right? And I think, be patient is also what you're saying that changes might not necessarily happen overnight, but over time you do look back and do realize that there has been a lot of innovation. Yeah.
I think you summarized it well.
All
Exactly.
right. Well, thank you, Pete. Thank you for your thoughts.
Absolutely. Good luck, Sherry.
Thank you. Talk soon.
Talk soon.